do some writing that I'm doing, that I'm working on. I don't know if anyone's here to hear me. So anyway, it's just midnight with Magoo, and I'm trying to think of if anyone's going to come on or not. Well, one of the topics that I wanted to tell you guys about was last night because it was really, really fun. I have never been swatted. I never experienced that. I never even knew those words. Like these guys last I've watched their videos and I've seen it happen to them, but I just honestly I didn't think it really happened to anybody. Maybe it's too late to do this. It's 1 o'clock. Oh, it isn't. Okay. I love it. I'm sorry I didn't text you. I just was going to do a little short video and say hi to everybody. And it was sort of late because it's 1, but I thought, I'll just do a little teeny one. Anyway, now you guys vanished. I don't know why that happens. But one of these times, next time I talk to you, see if you can remind me what that is. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about last night because it was really fun for me. I mean, it was unbelievable. I've never have any of you experienced a swatting? Have you? Let me know if you have. Say yes or no. Hi. This is really beginning. This is really happening. Okay, that's good. All right, I like that. All right, good. Well, do you guys have any questions for me while we're waiting? See if you do. Hello. You must have something. Okay, I'm glad to say no. All right. Okay. All right. Wow, it's 3:45 in Texas. Okay, so I better not. Okay, no one has any questions. All right, no problem. Okay, well, anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys I had never ever, but yes, I have been arrested. Okay, and it sucks. Yeah. Did you hear what happened with DOA? I mean, it was so amazing. He, it was like these helicopters come in, and I mean, I've seen it on videos, but I just thought, oh, come on, they're not really coming after these guys. They're peacefully protesting, but they were, and it was so amazing how it all happened like really quick. It's like all of a sudden, a bunch of us were standing there protesting or sitting. I was sitting, and yeah, it was my first SWAT. I mean, it was just unbelievable, and I just thought I have to tell you guys what happened. Do you know if Juliette Lewis is still in? I don't. I think I don't know. I really don't. Um, but this helicopter comes in, and right then Jessica had just pulled up, right? And then as soon as the helicopter came, Jessica backed up. And they all said this is a swatting, and I thought, no way, they're just saying that. It's not really going to happen. And it did. DOA goes, all right, Tori, get up right now, get in the car. And it was like, oh my God. It was really, really freaky for me. It was like, I guess I just didn't really believe that something was happening. And he said, I don't want you to get handcuffed. And right then the lights are right on me, right? And I'm like, hey, what the hell's going on here? It was very freaky. So I get in the car, and the next thing I know, I look ahead of me, and there's DOA. He had run ahead, and they handcuffed him. And so I thought, I can't just leave him handcuffed. So I start pulling up, and I forget that I have on those red horns. I wore those red horns last night. And so I forget that I have the horns on, and I look at this policeman, and I have a car where they have roll up windows. It's really an old car that my old roommate gave me. And so they have like roll down windows, so you can't just press the button and say and talk to someone. And they were on the side of the passenger side, right? And I'm driving. So I just looked at the policeman and I kind of pointed like open the door. And the guy looks at me and he sees these red horns and he goes, no, 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 go, just get away from I actually think I scared him. I really do. I think he was probably a Catholic and it scared it was really interesting. So anyway, it was very amazing. So that was DOA, and DOA said something like, "Fuck you, pig." No, I'm not giving you my license or something. And the guy goes, "Just unhandcuff him." So that was it. So it was a very quick thing, but it was the third time they'd done it this week. So they probably said, "We know this guy, let him go." So there's that. Then we go back and we're protesting and talking to people and stuff like that. Hey, hi everybody. Um, no, wait, somebody just said something. Just I know you don't really check it, but I sent you an email, not urgent. DOA is gushing about how great you are. Oh, I'm gushing about how great he is too. It was so sweet that he actually took care of me. It was very, very sweet. I mean, it really touched my heart. It was like I would have never thought of that. If I saw police coming after me, and I would think they were coming after him because he had the megaphone, right? But nope, he got me in the car first. That was really cool. It was really, really cool. But anyway, so now we're protesting. We're walking back and forth. Theo's doing his thing. It's very funny, and we're all having a good time. I mean, it was it was like a party. It was, and all of a sudden, and I go no, and they go yep. This is part of the swatting, and I go and I said again. They go yep, and the fire truck comes and goes down the street. This is by the big Scientology sign that you see. The big big sign on Fountain. So we're on that side, across from that big sign, and they go down that street, not L. Ron Hubbard Way, but down the other way. And so the first car goes down there, then that's a fire truck. Now another fire truck comes, and a third fire truck comes. So that's three fire trucks and an ambulance. And the guys get out with hatchets, and I'm like, holy shit. I mean, it really freaked me out. It was like I said, Jessica, this isn't just some kind of swatting. This must be something very serious if they've got hatches. And she starts laughing and she goes, "No, Tori, this happens every time, all the time. Whenever they do this swatting, this is what they do." And I was just stunned. It's like I said, we've got to find out how much, like from streets, because apparently he knows how much, because the helicopters came too, and they had the lights on us and everything. And Streets knows how much that costs to waste the helicopter money. Then I want to find out how much it is for a fire truck to go from, their firehouse to where we are in Scientology on Fountain Street by L. Ron Hubbard Way, they could say, and then and how much each one of those fire trucks costs, and then the ambulance, and add it up, and then we're going to put it on a sign and say this is taxpayers' money that they're wasting every time they do it. And I get it, if it's a real SWAT, they have to check. But this is obvious. It's the same thing. We're the same people. It's like, come on, you don't need to keep coming with us, or send a policeman to go see if they really need to bring the trucks and everything else. But it's just a waste of money. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I loved it. I did. And Jessica thought it was really funny that I loved it. She was like, she was cracking up. And we had a great time. We really did. It was just a fun night. And it was exciting for me to see the swatting. And she just kept cracking up on that. She'd say to the people she was talking to, Tori loves she loves the swatting. And I said, no, I don't love the swatting. It's a waste of money. And I'm very emphatic on that. But I love the fact that I got to see it live. That was really cool. It was. All right, so now let me look and see. It looks like a bunch more people came. Hey. So now let me check. Ooh, love it. I'm glad you're here. All right. So, hey, Tori. Hi, love it. Good. You're here. She's my moderator. And also, Jessica's mother's a moderator now. I'm glad to say no. Okay. But Jessica's mother, I know, goes to bed earlier. It's 3:05 in Texas. I'm sorry. Okay. Hi, Maria. No. Okay. These guys all are no about the question. Do you have a question for me? But yes, I have been arrested. Okay, I'm sorry about that. This is, I love this, Nick. This is really happening. Love your stories, Tori. Thank you. Caroline, I think. N- no on swatting. Okay, good. So you guys haven't been swatted, and you didn't even know what it was, right? You know, it's really weird to see. It really is. It's really weird to experience. I'm telling you. Cindy, hi. Tori, hi. On what is that? PSN cat food. Okay. All right. Tori is her first. Tori in her first swap. It is. I wanted to tell you guys about it because I just thought, wow, it's just amazing that they would waste that much energy on, some picketers. It was just unbelievable. We weren't doing anything at all, and I get that SWATs are often, I think they're often phony, but I don't know, it's a lot of waste of money. It is. Do you know? Oh, yeah, you already asked that. What is Frank Oliver up to now? I have no idea, but he made my sign, that little Scientology Stop Hurting Families. That's from Frank Oliver. His early interviews were amazing. I know you could probably still check Frank Oliver on YouTube. And he used to work for OSA. He really did. He was on staff there and everything. He's got some great stories. And they're never old, so go check them out. Um, it was so great how DOA looked out. I know. I thought so too. It was really, truly very sweet of him. Question: did OT 9 to 18 appear on the bridge after LRH died or before? Never. Well, I mean, he sold it to my mother and father-in-law. He sold OT 9, 10, and 11. I have that paid for. I'm an SP, but I have 9, 10, and 11 paid for, even though they don't have it out. They never had it on the bridge. I think the only thing is Miscavige keeps saying it's going to come out because otherwise people are going to leave because there's nothing else. So he's got to kind of keep dangling that, you've got to have a fish there. Whatever floats your needle, as one may say. Okay. I can really see the fear in some of the streamers' faces when they hear helicopters. It's so not acceptable. Really? It's not acceptable that the helicopters were sent? Probably that's what you mean. Yeah, I understand. It is spooky. I mean, it really is. To me, I was okay because I knew I was with DOA, and I just knew he'd been through it a few times, so he'd be okay. And then Laura came later, just a little bit later, but she came also. Hola, Tori. I know you don't usually check. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Um, not it, but to check my email. Okay. And it said, oh, Chi, hi. Hello. Hi. Yeah, I definitely will. I will. And I'm glad that DOA is gushing about me because I'm gushing about him. He's a sweet guy. He really is. All right. Ooh, I like your hearts and Heather, she's got these hearts and a squirrel and a thunderbolt. All right. There you go. Heather in the library. Oh, yeah, that's right. Happy Chicana. You know what? Today is Happy Epilepsy Day, believe it or not. And I have epilepsy, so it was funny. I forgot to celebrate it, but I will with you guys now. There you go, because I haven't had a seizure in 30 years. Thank God. Oh, and my mom. There's no way this isn't Scientology ordered. Yeah, exactly. There's no way. So, I mean, my friend works for the gas company and he was freaked out that they sent the fire department there because they called about a gas leak. And he said, and they sent the fire department? And I said, yep. I love Late Night with Tori. Thank you. I know. I kind of dig it too. It's a little weird. I'm a little, it's a little awkward because it's very late, and I think "Well, maybe it's too late for everybody, but it seems like you guys are okay, so that's good. Surely you have no fear when police pull in. I don't. I've gotten along with police for years, and it's just, yeah, as a CIA agent, that's really funny. What is your name? Bottoms up. Oh, that is funny. As a CIA agent, surely you have no fear when a police. For anyone who doesn't know, Scientology this last Christmas, we went down to the complex and they literally told this guy that was going to buy his first thing, and the first thing they were going to sell him was $5,000 worth of auditing. And I said, no way, no way. But anyway, I got in touch with them and I said, look, they really hate me, so they're going to lie to you about me. And he came out and he goes, wow, they really hate you. And I said, I told you. And so I called him the next day to find out. And I said, what happened? And he said, they said you're a deep cover, undercover CIA agent. We just laughed. I mean, it was really funny. Yes, wasting taxpayers' money while they pay no taxes. Yeah, that's another possibility. I think they are investigating the swatting, just aren't saying it. I hope so. I really hope so. Because you know it's going to go. But see, Scientology, I know from working with their covert end of it with the internet, I know because I asked Yachty once, I said, you don't know how to do this stuff. You know, you don't know computers because they were running it through Russia and stuff like that. So nobody could find out it was Scientology. And I said, how do you do this? And he said, we hire computer geeks. So I know they can just start paying people for different things. I see. Because I was going to say they could trace it back to Scientology, but not really, because they pay people far and wide to do things, starting from the beginning. Hi, Tori. Hi, Psych Sauce, and James Smith. All right, Jessica was streaming Audit LA just as she finished addressing Hollywood Council about the swatting. DOA got swatted. I know. I was there. The fire department showed up and the same council meeting. I know. It was really spooky and Jessica was there when we got swatted. And so it was really weird because she'd just been at the council talking about these phony swats. I love another night owl. I'm glad you guys are here. Hi, good morning from the UK. Hello, Emma. Hi. I love your your night owl. I know. I like it too. I do, and I'm glad you guys are too. Nothing but love. That's a nice one. That's really good. JB808. Question. All right. Thank you. Yeah, if you have a question, please write question, and also please like. Ooh, wow, the likes are way down. Come on, you guys. Get it together. It's like half of the amount of people that are in have liked these videos. If you like it, please hit the like button. And if you don't, tell me why so I know. Okay? Because then I can get better. But otherwise, like it. There we go. We're up to 50 at least. There's 74 people in the thing, 75, all right, and 53 likes. It was at 48. Question. It was pretty cool seeing the OG Tory with the youngest protester, Solomon. I know, I felt really honored to get to meet him because I've heard about him and he's a very sweet person. JB808, sorry that was a comment. That's okay. You can make a comment. I don't mind. I really don't. It's just when they're like weird comments that, we're talking about the thing last night, so that's totally appropriate. Um, Hit the like button. There you go. Thank you. Hit the button to show Tori some love. Thank you very much. Ooh, we're up to 61. All right, they're getting there. Okay, happy 30-year anniversary free from Grand Malls. Isn't that amazing? Okay, now I got to tell you the thing about the horns. That's the other thing. Do you guys want to hear about why I wore those red horns? What happened? Let me know. Say yes or no. Happy Easter. Ah, thank you. Tinker Mom. All right, thank you. Okay, James Smith. Bib. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Yeah, I don't have seizures ever. I haven't had them in 30 years, thank God. That's from my mother getting me back on my medicine for epilepsy. Happy Epilepsy Awareness Day. That's what it was. Epilepsy Awareness. I couldn't think of what it was, but I heard it. Your late night streams take care of us night owls. Exactly. It's perfect. OT 420. Wow. Okie doke. I know 420 has some significance, but nobody will tell me, so it must be some secret thing. So sometime please tell me what it is, Puff Dragon, because I keep hearing it 420, and I'm like, all right, well, what is it? I'm just off to bed. Me too. It's 22:21 here. All right, so sleep tight and have wonderful dreams. All right, I don't dream at all, but it turns out I do dream, but I don't remember it. That's because I decided not to. They were really scary dreams that I had. Not really scary. They were really boring. And I never have any exciting dreams. And I just thought, what's the point of wasting time? They were always just dull things. Tori Hearts, love to you, Tori. I know you'd think I'd have better dreams, wouldn't you? Anyone watching the eclipse? Is there an eclipse out tonight? Hi, hi, the like. I've hit the like on the way in. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that too. I wish there was a heart button. I know. Thank you. Well, I feel it. Hi, Tori. Sending you lots of love and support from Sydney. Oh, you lucky dog. I've always wanted to go to Australia. Just finished my live and then happened on over here. All right. Wow. Cool. Good for you. Okay. All right. So you guys want to hear about my horns? Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to tell you. I have these. Did you see the picture of the red horns? Those horns are the bullhorn together were magical. Oh, those horns and the bullhorn were together are magical. Yeah, it was. Okay, here's 420. Time to get high. Okay, good. So that's what it is. All right, good to know. All right, is code for cannabis. Okay, good to know. Oh, you guys totally know this. All right. Yes to why the horns, please. All right, so I'm going to tell you the horns because if I keep uh, okay, so I'll answer this question in a minute about what scientists do in the day. So I wore the horns. Here's what happened. They used to send me out to handle the critics, people that are out picketing, protesting, stuff like that. And I was really good at it and I would get rid of them. So now I wake up and I escape across the country. I've told you guys that I've done the whole escape series. And if you haven't seen it, you can watch it because it's on this YouTube site. But now I'm out. I fly across the country, I escape out. I'm with Bob and Stacy and Jesse, and they say they're going to picket the next day. And I'm like, well, I told you I'm not going to picket. And he goes, just come walk with us. And I think, okay. So I'm walking along with him, and I think, you know what? This isn't going to work because I know Scientologists are huge liars, and they're going to say, I'm out. I'm handling the critics because I'd been doing that for years, a couple of years. So I thought I got those red horns, right? And I wore the horns while I was walking along with them. And my point, and there's a video online somewhere where it goes, Magoo, horns, SP. I'm with the SPs. I wasn't declared suppressive yet, but I was just saying I'm not handling the critics. I'm with the critics, and that's why I wore the red horns. Isn't that funny? Anyway, that's those are my red horns things. So I thought last night I'll wear them just for fun, and it was fun. It was. All right. Okay. So now this is from Momo683. What exactly do Scientologists do all day when they work 7 days a week for? Okay, you got to get it together, including the Sea Org. Is it chores, harassing people, fair game stuff? Okay, first of all, there's public and there's Sea Org. Okay, so the Sea Org are on post. They work 24/7. I mean, they work 7 days a week. They have a half a day off if their stats are up. That's it. And there's been a million videos about what the Sea Org do. So I'm not going to get into that. I was a public, and public work. This is my home. I live in a home. See, here's all my fan club. There they are. And that's because I lost all my friends. So I got my little stuffed animals when I was first left, and I keep them around because I like them. But I forgot what I was telling. Wait, what were you asking? Oh yeah, because we're public. So we have jobs. You have to work and pay for rent, or if you own a house, you have to pay for your house. We have to pay for everything. Sea Org, they feed them and they live there. So they just work and make their $50 a month. It's not a great life. It's not. I don't recommend it. But it is different than public. It's very much different. So I hope that answers it for you. And the fair game thing is very limited. That's a specific thing run out of OSA. And I wasn't on staff on OSA. I was a volunteer, and I only helped them because my auditor asked me to. So that's how I got into that. But most Scientologists don't have anything to do with fair game. Um, so I hope that answers it. What did Scientology do to stop you when you used to protest? Because swatting is the way now. Mm, I don't think they ever did stop us when we were protesting. They really didn't have a way to stop us. They didn't, that I can think of. I mean, we just protested. I mean, they would call the police if we ever did anything. So if you stepped over you're there, like I have the joke about Field of Dreams, where they put their hand in the corn, and I do that with my foot. Like they'll go, "You cannot step over this line." So I'll put my foot just a little bit over it, just as a joke. That's why Jessica, when I saw her the first time, Jessica Palmadessa, and she was like, she just walked into the testing center, and I thought, "Oh my God, this is somebody way different than they're used to." Because they didn't have swatting back then. That's a good question, though. It's about marijuana. Thank you. Tory 420 is something to do with weed was decriminalized. Oh, in Colorado, I think was the first. Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds right. I think I remember that. On Natalie's show today, the chat was deciding I saw that who should play in a Hollywood made movie about the protests. And I love that they said Meryl Streep or Sally Field for me. I mean, they're like two of my favorite actresses. I love them. I thought, oh, that would be so cool. I just thought it was so sweet that they included me. It really means a lot to me. I like this whole new group. They're really great. All right, 420 is a universal time of day. Oh, for the world to s- s- spark to spark a joint. Okay. All right, it's a universal time of day, 420 is? Okay, I'll have to look into it. That's new for me. Helen Mirren to play Tori in the movie. All right, that's one I didn't hear him say. Well, thank you. It's really nice. Hi, Sophie. I didn't know you were here. Well, maybe you were the one who's, I don't know. Sophie, I guess she arrived. All right. So, oh my goodness, it's the night owls. I know it's almost 1:30. I have my coffee brewing. See, what I do is I make coffee at night and then I put it in the refrigerator so it's iced coffee in the morning. That's what I do. How are you doing, lovely? Thank you, Shannon or Shan. Is it Shan? I'm not sure how to say it. Shan. Okay, I'm doing well, thank you. I'm having fun with everyone. Casey Knight, Chris Amazon sponsor. Okay. Chris is Amazon sponsor. Okie doke. I don't know what that means at all. I don't know what an Amazon sponsor means, but you can explain it to me. And here's someone saying hi to Love It. Yeah, thank you, Love It, for being a moderator. 420 came from a group of high schoolers at San Rafael High School who would always spark up a joint at 420. And this started in the 70s. Wow, that's amazing. I think I remember hearing about it then. Who to play Tori from the 60s? That was cute, that whole thing that she had going, though. It really was, because they had different characters for all the different people. If anyone wanted to attend a Sunday service in an org, can they just show up? That's a good question. I really don't know, Brian, because in if they're going to be at church and try to say it's mass, I was saying that 2 days ago when they said they were having mass. The police said that to us. They said Scientology's having mass, and I said, well, then we get to go. And I'm up for it, but I know them. They're really snarly. They don't like me. One time, this is a funny story. I was with this guy, and he had a license plate that said Xenu, and this is before Xenu was really out years ago. And so he had me to dinner, and he kind of wanted to show off his license plate. So I said, "Well, let's go down to the complex." And this is right after the injunction in Clearwater, which if you don't know what that is, you have to Google it. But anyway, Bunker and I were part of the injunction, and anyway, I didn't know how wide and far it went. So now we're walking down L. Ron Hubbard Way, and they start escorting him over to AO. And I think, okay, let them see what it's like. So we get over to AO, and they go, "You have to come inside. We have an event. We have this new Knots completion is here, and you have to come in." And I said, "I can't. I really can't." And I'm thinking of the injunction where we're not allowed anywhere near flag, and we can't block their doorways and block their driveways and all this shit. It's just sort of like, no, I can't. And they go, "You have to." And they push us in. And I say to the guy, "This is not going to last long. Believe me. They know me." And so we get inside, and there's the choir. It's Christmas time years ago. And the choir is there, and they all know me. So we sit down inside this thing where they're having some kind of an event. And I say to the guy, "Believe me, this is not going to last long." And we're sitting there with all these Scientologists. And all of a sudden, this security guard, the lights go down, and the security guard taps on my shoulder. He goes, "Get up." And I go, "Okay." And we get up and we go out into the lobby. And he goes, "You're not allowed into AO. Get out." And I said, "Well, thank you for your religious feelings. It's very kind of you." And we walk outside, and he goes, "Tony Bizazian." And I said, "My name is not Tony," because on the injunction it said Tony Bizazian. And so he goes, "Tony Bizazian." And I said, "My name is not Tony." And he looked kind of confused, and he said, "Well, if you ever come in our building again, you will be arrested." And I said, "Well, thank you so much for your kindness." But they're so unbelievably weird. And now they're trying to say they have mass. Oh, give me a break. I never knew it was split public. You never knew it was split public and Sea Org? I mean, see, that's just stunning to me that people, but I know it because people all the time ask me, "Were you on the RPF?" And I'm like, public never go on the RPF. That's a Sea Org thing. It's totally split. It's like the Sea Org are the Sea Org and the public are the public. They can try to get the public to come in and join the Sea Org, but remember, it's 24/7, 365 days a year for a billion years. Okay, so is the Sea Org once you sign that contract? Yeah, once you sign it, you're in. How far up can you go when you're public as opposed to Sea Org? Well, public, remember, you're paying the whole way. There's nothing for free. You're paying for everything. There's really nothing for free in Scientology because even in the Sea Org, they promise you everything. They say, "We'll give you the whole bridge." The truth is, they'll only train you in what they need. And then as soon as you're trained, they work you to death. And then when you leave, if you do finally leave, they give you a huge bill. And if any ex-Sea Org are listening to this, you do not owe that bill. That is a totally illegal contract, and you do not owe that money. In fact, they owe you money because you worked so hard for so long. Okay, 420 was originally the first Earth Day. Wow, nature's way of saying take a minute and enjoy and take care of Earth. Aw, well, that's sweet, Valerie. That's a different way of looking at it. And Lori, I love your hearts. Thank you very much. I can see that. That's nice. Now, JB808. Oh, you're talking to them. Okay, so I won't. I'm not supposed to answer that. Maybe, well, but I think you mentioned me. Maybe Tony Colletta to play Tori. Oh, this is still they're playing. Who's playing? Hi, Sophie. There you are. Okay, so Mona, G's kind of mean to tell me to get it together because of my question. Did I say get it together? What was it? What was your question? I generally didn't know, but no, I'm sorry. I apologize because you didn't know the difference in the Sea Org and public. I'm sorry. You're right, and I'm glad you said that to me because that was not nice. But I'm not always nice. Sometimes I'm just thinking, "Oh my God, it isn't on you that I'm going, oh my God, you're an idiot." I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking it's my fault that I haven't made it clear enough to people like you that they're, it's just I've made over 900 videos. I can't believe that it isn't clear that Sea Org and Public are very, very different, and tons of other people. The unfortunate thing truly that happens, and I know that you didn't, you, I really apologize. I do. I'm so sorry. I genuinely didn't know what they did all day to occupy their time. Well, you know the Sea Org work. I mean, you've obviously seen videos on of people talking about Sea Org, right? I mean, they all have posts and they work all day. I mean, really, really hard work and night and on the weekends. They only have like a little, I think, Saturday morning. If their statistics are up, then they get Saturday morning off. That's it. And I know that sounds awful because it does, but they do little things to, I don't know, make them feel like they're doing the right thing. It's tricky. Okay, now let me finish what you said. But I now understand there's public versus private. No, it isn't public versus private. No, nope, that isn't it. It's Sea Org. Remember L. Ron Hubbard, if you study it at all, L. Ron Hubbard went out on a ship, right? He originally was at St. Hill in England, and then he got a ship and he went out on the ocean. And he I think he was hiding from the IRS. So he started the Sea Organization with these young kids. And Janice Gillum has talked about it a bunch because her mother started Celebrity Center and she was part of the Sea Org at a young, young age. And many, many, all of Leah's thing is all about young people who were raised in the Sea Org, pretty much. I think most of them were raised in the Sea Org. So, anyway, it isn't public versus private because there isn't any private. There's public, who are people like me, who was, when I was in Scientology, I was a public. And then there's Sea Org. Now, they used to have, to make it more confusing, they used to have missions, which were like your own business. Let's say you have a business and you're selling Scientology, but it's just the little beginning stuff of Scientology. And they made a lot of money. Some of the missions did really well. Then they had staff, which was either days, nights, or weekends. I think it was yeah, it was all day, 5 days a week, or nights and weekends. I think that was it. But anyway, it's like 2.5 years or 5 years, and they got paid more money than the Sea Org, but it was still shitty pay. And but it wasn't as bad as far as work because they got to come home. They had their own real life and their own house and stuff like that. Um, okay. Okay, so good night. Good night, SWMI_Don. Thank you for coming by. And ooh, now we have 120 people here and 92 likes. So make sure if you're here, either like it or tell me why. And thank you to the person who did tell me why. I appreciate that. I really feel bad about that. That's Momo683. I do really apologize. I hope you forgive me. I sometimes I say things, that's one part of that's bad about being a night owl. Anyway, went to my new doctor last week and told him about SPTV. He's watching it on YouTube now. All right. Wonderful, Chow. That's very cool. That's See, the more people that are watching, the more they'll get educated on it. Tori, I buy most of the Confident Chris's items off of his Amazon wish list. That's what he calls. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, that's nice. Well, thank you for doing that for him. That's really very kind. Okay, you're such a warrior. You're an amazing person. Well, thank you, Sparkle. Sparkle. Sparkle me silly. That's cute. That's a cute nick. Hi, love hearing your stories. Hi, I love hearing your stories. Thank you, KGR. All right, and ciao. Once you sign that contract, there's no time to go up the bridge for the Sea Org. You're right. But remember, public, they don't sign a contract. You just have to keep paying to go up the bridge. So they're two very different things. Momo683, who told you to get it together? I think maybe I did. And if I did, I apologize. Midnight with Magoo. It's 8:38. I'm in London. Wow, that's amazing. I'll have to call my brother. He's in Thailand. It must be tomorrow for him. Hi, Legend Tori. Ah, thank you. Thank you for taking time to answer my question thoroughly. You are most welcome. I'm happy to. If anyone has a question, please put question on it like that, because that helps me. Tori packs in 100 plus people in the middle of the night. Good comment. That's really funny. I know it's true, but I'm a night owl. I just am, and I love that some of you are night owls too. I really do. All right, we're almost up to. There's 142 people in here now. What night owls? Yay! The night owls rock. I love it. All right, so there's only 117 likes though, so come on. You guys either like it or tell me why. Well said, Tori. And also, there's always new viewers and people finding out about the cult. I know that's always freaky too. LRH, but if you are new, you can always, like from my site, on this site, I've made over 900 videos. So if you're thinking, well, what about this? What about that? Believe me, I've made a video about it. So poke around and see if you can get the answer. And the other thing my friend taught me years ago is ask Google, because Google, you can ask, although Scientology's kind of trashed up Google now. They really have. We used to be, all our stuff would come up first, but now they've really trashed it up. LRH got on the ship to evade taxes. That's what I thought. Yeah, thank you, Johnny. That's what I thought. Um, it's that simple. His son used to say he kept shoe boxes full of $25,000. That I know. I have heard people who personally went to his ranch. Remember, he moved up north and he was in the ranch before he died? And the lady that told me this said it was unbelievable. He would open the door and there was cash from the floor to the ceiling. She said she'd never seen anything like it. I'm so happy. I love to see you live, Tori. Thank you, Renee. I love that you guys are here. Johnny Meyer, he hated banks and courts. Yeah, sure, because they could keep track of him. Banks and courts can't get to you on a ship. You're right. But he kind of, I am a firm believer in karma. I am. It's like when you screw people over, you're going to get screwed. And he ended up really not in a good place. Please like, subscribe, and watch Tori's older videos. Thank you. Thank you, love it. That's right. Okay, we're almost there. It's 134 people. That's good. It's almost 2 in the morning. I love it. I love the night owls. And it's 122 likes, so you guys have almost caught up. So come on. True, Johnny, but really LRH was paranoid. You're right. That too. Good morning from Hans Christian Schwartz. All right, good morning to you. Nobody agrees on the origins of 420. I know, it's really funny. There's many, many different origins, but I like it. Did you ever see the BBC documentary of 1967 called The Shrinking World of L. Ron Hubbard? I don't think I did, but it's on BBC. Would it be on YouTube? I'll try to find it and see. I'm curious to know what are the little things that Scientology does to show show value, appreciation towards the Sea Org staff. Well, I was only in the Sea Org for like 2 months, I think, and then they routed me out. So you'd probably have to ask somebody that was in the Sea Org, and there's plenty that speak out and can tell you. But I know they do things like, they have Sea Org Day where a lot of it is verbal though, where it's like this is so important and you're the only person that can do it and thank you so much, or they give them a special book or something like that. But it isn't a lot. It really isn't. They Most of it is how important it is that they do the work that they do. And it's the Truman Show. That's why I call it the Truman Show. You think, who would do that? But when you're surrounded by people telling you this, it's a good thing we're doing this. It's like, look at how screwed up the world is. Well, we're clearing the planet. No, they're not. They're not. If you're a Scientologist and you're hearing this, don't tell me you're clearing the planet because you know you're not. It's not. It's gotten way worse. I got in 1969, and then it sounded like, okay, we'll clear the planet. That sounds good. Now, forget it. I wouldn't buy that line if you paid me. Hello from the Netherlands. All right. Hi. Number number 100, like checking in. Hi, Lemmy. I'm not sure what that means. You're number 100. I guess you were 100 when you liked checking in. Okay. All right. Well, now we are almost there. We have 132 people and 124 likes. So almost everybody's liked it. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Smash that like button. Thank you, Mountaintops. Tori is so deserving of the likes. Click on the likes, please. Thank you. And Julie B, hello, Tori. And and this is a really awkward one for me, but if you can, I would appreciate it if you subscribe, if you haven't subscribed. All right, now see, also you can go look for About Tori. You have to go to the original page and it's About Tori. And then DOA set up Cash Apps and PayPal. That's right. Cash Apps and PayPal. And you know what? A bunch of people have subscribed. I feel bad because I look at other channels and they list out all the people, but I don't know if the people that were so kind to donate, if they want me to mention their names or not. So I'm trying to work that out and love it. If you can help me with that, I would appreciate it because tomorrow DOA is going to come, and then hopefully we'll be able to get it so we can do that. But anyway, in the meantime, if you can, thank you so much for everyone who has donated. And if you can, please do it. Every little bit helps. It really does. All right, now when I went there and saw all the stuff that these guys have, they have like tripods and cameras and two cameras, and it's cool. So it won't go misused because I need all that stuff. I do. Now wait, where am I? Where am I? Okay, okay. I love listening to you while I do my boring SEO maintenance. You guys keep me away. I think many of your live viewers are not based in the USA. It's the next day. That's okay, but it's fun for me. And there's plenty of us that are night owls here. There's viewers that are here that are night owls. The answer is almost none. The only appreciation they may get is Sea Org Day. That's right. That's what I thought. They don't have much appreciation. But wouldn't you agree, Hans, that a lot of it is how important what they're doing is? They really pump that it's really vital. I like I Okay, good. Thank you. We love you, Tori, and popped in after DOA's chat. Oh, nice. DOA had a chat. It's only 7:15 Wednesday night here in South Australia. Wow, that's amazing. That must be tomorrow night for you guys. Lots of us have been on DOA's stream. All right. I give my mother daily SPTV updates. She can't believe how all this will how this is real. I know, I bet. I mean, it's very weird. It is, but it's very real. Okay, so now let me scroll the other way because a whole bunch of you guys came on from DOAs. Thank you. I love listening to you. Okay, we already said that. I guess my argument, this is from Mountaintops, is common law rules would say that a billion years is not realistic or sensible. Right. Who lives a million years? Never mind a billion. It's absurd to think common law would uphold it. I agree with you, but when you're in the Truman Show, you don't realize you can just walk out the door. I was saying that yesterday on the megaphone, because that to me is the most important thing. Just open the door and walk out. We're here. We'll help you. It's fine. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, common law, but they don't know that. And they're in this brainwashed cult. That's the way it is. Going on 5 a.m. here. All right, we got to end this. I have seen some of the older videos. You're such an inspiration to all the streamers. Good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The nice thing about Tori's old videos is most are about are short and sweet and very knowledgeable. It's true. I kept them under 10 minutes, so they are pretty short. Lovely seeing you live, Tori. Love from Melbourne, Australia. And I'm sorry, I was going to keep this really short, but it didn't work out, did it? It's a little bit longer. I think I've been on almost an hour. Oh, how embarrassing. I was only going to come on and tell you a little bit about last night. I've adored your wonderful fireside chats for a good 15 years now. Wow, that's cool. Thank you, Jeepers. Thank you, Dave from the UK. Very cool. Hands up for all the Aussies in the chat. Oh God, I dream of living in Australia. I would. I'd love it. All right, LRH tech and policies are a runaway train. Amen, brother. You got that right, or sister. I think it's sister. Anyway, very true. Hubbard's teeth were karma's punishment. That's true. And awful teeth. You know what's a really funny thing? There was Hubbard, Aleister Crowley, and Jack Parsons, right? Those three guys. Now, and some of you may have heard this, but if you haven't, it's really funny. They had a play at Parsons College, which is here near my house. It's like 20 minutes away. So we thought, all right, let's go see it. And so, first of all, Aleister Crowley is like on the ceiling, right? And I'm like, why is Aleister Crowley on the ceiling? I didn't know. I really didn't know. And L. Ron Hubbard is this super nerdy guy, right? That's how the kids had him made up from the college. It was from a college student's viewpoint. And then Jack Parsons was like super high tech, he a science guy, right? And that's how he was, even though he was a maniac sexually at night. But they didn't get into that much. But if you read about it, he was. So we have a break, and I run into first of all I run into Hubbard, who's super nerdy. He's like, "Hello, how are you?" And I'm like, "You're L. Ron Hubbard?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." And I'm just like, "Oh my God!" So I got someone else that was there, and I said, "Why is L. Ron Hubbard so nerdy?" And he said, "We just thought he was. That's how we pictured him. So that's the way we have him created." And I said, "And why is Aleister Crowley on the ceiling?" And they said, because Hubbard never talked to him. He was in another country, which that I didn't know. I didn't realize he'd never talked to him. So it was very funny. They had him up in a balcony. It was very funny. Anyway, I've been arrested before, but we don't have swatting here. Thank goodness, wherever you live. I mean, it's weird. It really is. 900, wow. 900, wow. I thought I'd watch most of your stuff, but obviously not. Yeah, I have over 900 videos, but I think they're all on this page. I believe they are. I've made them, so I know they are. 142 and 143 likes. All right. Thank you to all of you. Woohoo! We got the likes up. That's good. The Shrinking World of L. Ron Hubbard is on John Atac's YouTube site. Okay, good to know. Thank you for letting us know that. Mark Bunker has a shrinking world of LRH on his channel too. All right, good. I'm glad to hear LRH is shrinking. If that's possible. He's just such a nut. Yep. Good morning. I just saw you were live and have been up all night as a true night owl. There you go. 4:50. There you go. And still have to go to bed, but not sleepy. So I'll stay up with you and the 129 others. My first time. All right, Marlene. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming on. I'm glad you're here. This is the best place to be. With here and my fans. See? you have to get used to bears around here. All right, question. Do you think the Hollywood City Council will look into the swatting and police harassment? I do, because we're gonna continuously go and talk about it. Welcome, Marlene. That's right. That's good. Subbed as soon as I found out about you. Thank you, Julie. And Marlene, you make sure to subscribe also. It's free. Okay, it's 11:50 a.m. in Moscow, Russia. Wow. Are you in Moscow, Russia? Fun and revenge. All right. Okay, love it. Thank you. And thank you for modding for this incredible lady. Yes, it means a ton to me. Jeepers, it's my pleasure. She's a wonderful moderator, and we've had fun. We've met. I really like her. She's a wonderful person. Question: do you know of anyone that couldn't be programmed? Well, C of S reject. Um, do I know of anyone that couldn't? Well, to quote the actual experts of cults, anyone can be snagged into a cult if they're at the wrong place at the wrong time. So I don't know any C of S rejects. I mean, tons of people are out of Scientology, but they were already programmed and then got out. Do you know of anyone that couldn't? No, I don't. But I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying, per the experts, if they're at the wrong place at the wrong time, they can get caught up. Wow, it's nearly 9 a.m. Wednesday here in the UK, so it must be Friday in Australia. Or headed away. Anyway, isn't it fun? International. I love that we're all in touch. I'm in Eastern time in the US. Okay, Julie. Tori, you are a force to be reckoned with. I love how you and Streets are so different and yet equally powerful. Do you think we're different? I think Streets and I are like very similar. I I don't know. I get he he's definitely in my wavelength for sure. I really love streets. I really do. I don't think we're different. I'm a street person. I am. I love being out on the street. I love talking to people. Last night I was talking to people all night long. They were walking. There were a lot of people walking around, and the kids were all on their phones. And people would walk by, and I'd say, "Excuse me, are you a Scientologist?" And they go, "No." It was really funny. All right, Jeepers, your math ain't nothing, ain't mathing. Okay, all right. Well, now we're at 149 people here and 147 likes. Way to go. Now, Hans Christian says, Tori Magoo 44, yeah, Sea Org members who do a good job are showered with praises. Right. 1 minute, kicked in the butt the next. Exactly. Yeah, so it's a very tricky life. It is. And it is a Truman Show. So you're in it, you're isolated, you're insulated, you're surrounded. They take your passport when you join the Sea Org. So you can't leave, really. They think they can't. You can. And many, many Sea Org people have left. So you can leave, but you're in the mindset of you can't. And Hubbard really pitched there's nothing else out here. This is it. You're in Scientology or nothing. Hi, Tori. Always enjoy your talks. Thank you. Now this is Tina Talks. All right, cool. All right, and ham it up again. All right. Night Owl's here in Western Canada. All right, way to go. All right, saw you were on. Was watching Scotty sign off for the night. I know. I'll have to go watch this thing. We came here after DOA, not realizing you were broadcasting Dearest Tori. Ah, well, thank you guys. Truman Show, exactly. Well, I'm glad. I'm happy to follow DOA. He's coming here tomorrow. The Mind Prison. Okay, yep, that's what it is. People don't all remember the 10-minute limit to videos. Yeah, I guess so. It used to be a 10-minute limit. That was all it was. So that's why my older videos are really short. Question, Tori, what do you think is the most effective way to help someone see their it vanished? See they're in a mind prison Truman Show. I wish I knew that. It's like I think this is what I think, and I've said it for years. If I knew someone that was in a cult or a mind control prison, I would say, look, let's just reverse roles for a minute. Let's say it's a mother and a kid. I'd say, okay, you be the mother for a little bit, and I'm going to be the kid. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to join blah, whatever it is. And part of blah is these people are going to own you. They're going to own me. That's it. And what I think and what I say and what I read. So if that was going to happen, what would you say to me? What do you think? And but first, I would start with, do you believe in free speech? That's always my first thing. Do you believe in free speech? Oh, definitely, absolutely. Okay, so what if I was going to join a group, but they would say you can't read these certain books. You're not allowed to. And they would kind of tell me what I could do and couldn't do. What would you, as a mom or a dad, say to me? And that's what I would do. That's how I would do it because I honestly think if you ask people that way, it gets them thinking. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what am I in? That's how I woke up. I thought I didn't join Scientology to stop free speech. And once I realized they were doing that and I was helping do it because Yachty tricked me into it, I I left. That was it. I'm done. Okay, so bottom up, I know and I haven't even got the grow up in a cult excuse. Yeah, the East Coast, yeah, I don't either because I wasn't grown up. I didn't grow up in a cult. I got in at 22, but I had a great life before that. The East Coast getting ready for work. Love you. Caught the tail end. All right, we'll watch the replay. Okay, have a wonderful day at work. You're streaming at a good time for us Australians. All right, it's 2 in the morning. Good. The night owl thing works for Australians. I love that. We would love you here in Australia. Oh, I know. I really would. I would love to be there. Thank you. Okay. Respect to you. Love it for working. Respect to you. Love it for working with Tori. Yes. Thank you again. Love it. Sex magic is what Parsons was into. Exactly. I read his book and I mean he blew up his house. That could have happened with my oldest brother. We will laugh about it all the time. Love you love your longer live stories and chats no matter what the time is. Truckloads of love from Northern Wales. Oh, you lucky dog, you're in Northern Wales. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. This is born ancient. All right. Cool. All right. And it's love it says it's her pleasure. And that we're lucky to have you here. Love it. Catch you later again. Okay, 420 is a code for smoking weed. I think I learned that tonight. Crowley called LRH a competence man and dismissed him. Yeah, yeah, they definitely. That's why they had him up on the seal, they had him as the nerd. That's what he was. Hi there, just saw your live too. I'm still up at night too. This is so funny. Everybody's catching me after DOA's thing. Love you, Tori. Good night. All right, good night. We better say good night because I got to get to bed too. I think Crowley visited the USA, but he died in 47. That's when I was born. So Hubs never met him. in person, but apparently Hubbs loved Crowley's teachings. He did, and he ripped him off too. Love the bears. All right, thank you. Here's my little bears. They're always on my bed. Right. And see, here's one of them right here. This is one of my favorites. And Mr. Anonymous is somewhere. I know he's around here. Oh, yeah, here he is. Here he is. The infamous, the amazing, the incredible Mr. Anonymous from Norway. When I first introduced him, I'm not even going to say it. It was really funny because he was just like a little bear, but Andreas gave him to me. And so I started introducing him as the Norwegian bear. And I called him Mr. Anonymous in honor of Anonymous. And anyway, yeah, I know you get to see him, see the old people that knew him. Not that you're old, but I mean that you were around when he arrived. He's always been like a real buddy to me. He's a really good friend. Welcome to the new chatters. Please hit the like button. Yeah, thank you, love it. All right, thank you, thank you. Good morning from the East Coast. Nice way to start my day. Yeah, have a wonderful day. LRH called Crowley his friend in talks on tapes. Another delusion. He was delusional. Really. Okay, it's okay. Now that was to Johnny. You're talking to him. True, wrong place at the wrong time for programmers. This is Annie. Thank you for answering that. That Dianetics book was in the house I grew up in. I couldn't be programmed in school. Good, good. Still Wednesday evening here. All right. When LRH died, it created a need for a new leader, and Captain Davies stepped in. I was at that meeting when he took over. It was so sneaky because what happened, if you weren't there, what happened is they announced that LRH had to drop his body because it was just too much of a burden for him for the new research that he was coming up with, right? So Pat and Annie Broker were going to take over the church. Now, I had never heard of Pat and Annie Broker, and I was like, who the hell are Pat and Annie Broker? In the meantime, Miscavige just weasels out there and takes over the church. I mean, it was really tricky. And it was a big, like, I was like, who's this guy? And they were like, don't ask, don't tell. Just just move along. Yeah, it was really tricky. And Miscavige immediately came up with the finance police, which, if you don't know what that is, I'll have to do another one some other night because I got to go to bed. But he created the finance police, and yeah, it was a whole nother thing. We are really global now. I know, without time zone barriers. Isn't that cool? I'm a good girl. Me too. I love him, and I can't really call myself a girl, but I'm with Good. That's it. LRH's son said 99% of what his daddy said was untrue. His great DOA has the chairs. I know. I know, that's so sweet. It was really sweet of them. They all thought of that. Laura thought of it too. They were like, because I said I can't stay for or stand for hours. It's just not going to work for me. They said, no, no, we'll bring these chairs. DOA's the same. He sits around too. Then that way we can protest, but we don't have to. We can get up and walk around, but then we can sit down. Because Scientology, of course, has nothing we can sit on. Off I go to get the dishes washed. Okay, before I head to bed here in northern Minnesota. All right, sleep, sweet Tori. Thank you. Well, you guys sleep well too. I better go because there's like tons. Oh my gosh. You're definitely a girl. Thank you. Oh, I am? So I'm a good girl. All right, then I am. I love Anonymous. I know. He's a fan. He has a lot of fans. He really does. He's like he's my buddy from Norway, and Andreas knows it. So every time I think about him, I miss Andreas. I really do. For this year, how many meals have you had at La? None. I never will. I never did, and I never will. Insomniacs United. No, we're just night owls. Tori's definitely a girl. All right. You're definitely a girl. All right, good. So I am. I'm a good girl then. Tori, you're a super grandmother? Nope. Nope. And happily, I'm not. I, I think with the world the way it is, I'm happy I'm not a grandmother. The famous Anonymous, Andreas will not be forgotten. Ever. Never. That's very true. Good night. Thank you very much. And good night to all of you. I love you. And now there's 144 people in the chat room and 163 likes. So thank you all for doing that. I really appreciate it. And I love you guys. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for chatting with me. Thank you for Midnight with Magoo. I really appreciate it. All right, I'm going to go to bed and be very happy tonight. All right, I'm glad I came on. I wasn't going to, but then I thought, I want to tell you guys about last night. Good night, sweet dreams. Thank you. Thank you to each of you. You're kind. Good nights. All right, I love you guys too. Good night. All right, cheerio.